the person who is genuinely starting. He has to be consistent and he has to learn on not only the skills but also the problem solving ability, which is lacking in most of the candidates that who are appearing in this industry. I have been mentoring students in this field for the past 2 years. And one thing which I feel is very much genuine and very much important is that, see, I would say that in a couple of years, the competition has increased. If the competition has increased, I would say the job positions have also increased. But the companies are looking for talented folks who have good understanding of the knowledge on some basic tools. If I talk about a couple of years back, a one tool would do the work. Now, one should have a good comprehensive knowledge of all the tools and technologies which are currently relevant in industry. So one thing which I want everyone, the person who is going to aspire for to become a data analyst or data scientist or any position in this field, has to be very much thorough with the tools. If I say the tools would be, if you're going to target for as a good data analyst, okay, now there are different segments of company. There are some mid-sized companies, there are some startups, right? There are some product-based companies. Now, if you are starting a journey in the field of data science machine learning, you can even crack a job of 10 to 15 lakhs per annum easily. That is not an issue. But the problem is that
So hello guys, I'm Pramodita from CloudyML and Tarang is with us. Like Tarang is a data scientist in Ingenero. So hi Tarang, can you tell
I,
can you tell us about your experience like in Ingenero? Can you tell me about like your educational background and all?
hello, hi everyone. My name is Tarang Nigam. I am currently working as a lead data scientist in one of the company called as Ingenero Technologies, where I am working with the oil and gas sector. So I've started my journey with the BTech from a non-tech company or non-tech branch, that is a chemical engineering. And once I graduated from this field, I thought that this field is quite promising and this field is quite emerging. So I started to learn about the things in the field of machine learning and data science in the year 2021. So my first job that is in the field of machine learning or in the field of data analyst was with the company called as Transform Analytics, where I worked for past 1 year and I've worked on various departments, be it with respect to hotel chains, be it with respect to CPG sector, be it with respect to banking sector, be it with respect to the automobile sector. And I found that data science and machine learning is so much relevant, is so much popular that it is applicable and used by all the industries. So once I thought of that learning and this journey is going to be quite smooth in all these departments, I thought of not why not try this in the oil and gas department. So I made a switch in this company called as Ingenero Technologies, where I'm working with a client called as Saudi Aramco, and I'm working with their oil and gas sector. For that, I can say that data is the new oil. And if you know the technologies of data and around all the data science and machine learning, the journey is going to be quite smooth because all the companies, be it with respect to oil and gas, be it with respect to any other company, all is moving towards the AI specialization. So learning about data science and machine learning is going to be quite important as well as very much challenging in this current world. And that's why we are in this field. And that's what we have discussed in this company. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you are a lead data scientist, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me what do you do as a lead data scientist?
So when I started my journey in this field of data science and machine learning, I started with the role of data analyst. But as soon as you gain experiences, you gain confidence. You gain confidence in learning about different tools. You gain confidence learning about different technologies around data science. And if your work seems good to the company, if your work seems good to the client, so the company promotes you. In my case, that happened very quick because I had a strong passion towards data science. So in the initial years, I was quite enthusiastic. I was quite uh, eager to learn about these tools. So within 1 or 2 years of span, I quickly became a data scientist, and having completed 2 to 3 projects under my company, which give a very good importance to the actual world. See, in data science world, solving our business problem is very important. It is not that we only know about a tool. If you're solving a business problem with that tool, that's what makes sense. So in the initial years, I embarked on this journey by learning about these tools and making some good impacts in the journey. Like if I tell you, a company, a client called us Taj Hotels, we built a recommendation engine for them, and that recommendation engine proved to be saving thousands of dollars for them. So that created some impact from the company side as well as in my career as well, which possibly takes 3 to 4 years to become a data scientist. But in my case, I took 1 or 2 years. Once I become a data scientist, I get some more important all roles, some prominent positions in the company, and you work on some more challenging projects. So I completed a year or two in this Ingenero technologies where I worked as a data scientist. And now currently, since the company thought that yes, you are promising person, and now they gave me a important position in the company where I am heading with a team of 7 data analysts with solving a very important data science problem for the company called as Saudi Aramco. So currently, yeah, my role is employed by taking all these 12 data analysts, and we are currently working on a big project that is saving tons of dollar for my company called as Saudi Aramco. Yeah,
Okay, so when was the first time you fell in love with data science? Like you have done your BTech.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So you have done your BTech in which subject? Like what was your subject?
So my BTech, my undergraduate subject was chemical engineering. And
Okay.
to be honest, when you go to a college which gives you multiple opportunities, not only college, I would say that the trend was something that in the field of data science and machine learning, I can say that in the year 2020, when the country hits with lockdown, so we are not able to access or go to any industries because everyone was under the state of lockdown. So what we thought that what are the emerging things that can make our uh, career in a very good or better way. So we thought of that this AI and data science is something that is new and that is promising. So my first thing would be that having a good decent knowledge on chemical engineering as well. I tried to apply that knowledge on the chemical engineering. So I did some basic projects and for my undergraduate in the field of machine learning only with those basic using those technologies which I've already learned. So it's nothing that is out of the box that I've learned. It is just that how I have applied the data science techniques, how I applied the data analyst techniques in my current subject. So once I knew that how these things are getting employed in this department, I thought why not expand my horizon to all the departments, not only chemical engineering. So that's way that has embarked my interest towards data science and machine learning. And yeah, currently having worked with various departments, I can say that yeah, this is one field which is relevant to any of the department. Whether you come from HR department, whether you come from a sales background, whether you come from a automobile background, whether you come from a hotel chain background, this department is so much popular that it is captured by all the industries. So that's how I fell in love with this
Data
technologies
science.
of data and machine learning.
Okay. So now you are in Ingenero, right? So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
was your interview experience in this company?
So with Ingenio Technologies, the interview went quite smooth. We had only two rounds of interviews. The first round was a basic assessment round where I was judged on the skills of Python, SQL, and machine learning. Since it was a data scientist, I was applying for the position of data scientist. So concepts which I was put questions on was on Python, was on SQL, was on this machine learning. And the second round was related to my projects which I have done in my undergraduate as well as in my previous companies. So when the companies questions you on your projects, they also question you that how did that project gave you a value in the, to that or gave you a business to that company to that client. So very important thing that most of us do not focus. We only focus on the tools. We only focus on technologies. But how did your project, how did your analysis had an impact to the company? That is very important, and that what recruiters mostly uh, mostly favors. So I would say that my first round was a quite of technical round where I was focused on the skills part, technologies part. Why was second round was more on the skills plus the business understanding that how did I make the company to the profits part, or how did my technologies or skills made an impact to their business. So that's about the two rounds. The third round was a basic HR round where there was such a it was not a technical round. I would say it was a behavioral round where they check you that whether you have a good compatibility strength with the company as well, or whether you have a good communication skills as well. So that was the third round, and that was a pretty negotiation of salaries as well. So these were the pretty three rounds that I faced with engineering technologies. And yeah, I'm currently working in that company.
Okay, it's been 2 years, right?
It's I completed just 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, so can you tell me how to prepare oneself for an interview? Like, what should the student do to prepare themselves for interview?
See, I have been mentoring students in this field for the past 2 years. And one thing which I feel is very much genuine and very much important is that students, I would say that in a couple of years, the competition has increased. If the competition has increased, I would say the job positions have also increased. But the companies are looking for talented folks who have good understanding of the knowledge on some basic tools. If I talk about couple of years back, a one tool would do the work. Now, one should have a good comprehensive knowledge of all the tools and technologies which are currently relevant in industry. So one thing which I want everyone, the person who is going to aspire for to become a data analyst or data scientist or any position in in this field, has to be very much thorough with the tools. If I say the tools would be starting with Python, where
Okay.
you have to cover all the things from basic to the advanced level. Then comes the SQL. SQL is a very important tool which is preferred by most of the companies, and good having good knowledge along with what is a good. Now people focus only on the syntax part. But here syntax part is not only important. Here we have to focus on how we are able to do the problem solving skill. So problem solving skill is very important. So once you are ready with the Python and SQL with a good hands on the syntax part as well as on the problem solving part, then comes the advanced Excel, where everything from the uh, advanced function like what if analysis, like gold seek function, VBA, like macros, all these functions, along with some data visualization tool. So when I talk about some data visualization tool, I would say Power BI and Tableau both are preferred. If you have a good knowledge of both of the tools, then it's a cherry on the cake. But you have to know about one tool. After covering all these things, your basic is ready. Now people ask me, Tarang, is it sufficient to prepare or go for the data analyst role? I would say you still hold 60 to 70% chances to make yourself as 100% confirmed. You have to be sure on some more skills, that is mathematics and statistics, how they are important in this journey. Okay, how they are important for data analysis. You have to work on that part as well as some basic part of machine learning. If you know this complete package, then you are a full-fledged product ready to get into this industry with a very high chances of getting placed. That's my overall idea or the roadmap, which I would tell anyone if you want to enter this field.
Okay, understood. Okay, so what do you do to tackle stress, like in your work and all? Like, what is your hobby?
So actually, I have 2 to 3 hobbies. Firstly, I'll apart from this whole work. Okay, for work, I'm called workaholic guy. But apart from this work, I love to read. I love to read blogs on Quora. I also love to read about new technologies that have emerged in the industry. So I am quite eager to learn about new technologies. Like currently in the field of data science and machine learning, we have a new technology called as generative AI. Now, this generative AI in the form of Chat GPT has become so much popular that it is gaining everyone's interest. So I'm eager to learn about new technologies in this field. Apart from this work, some outdoor activities which I'm interested in are swimming, since I am a good swimmer. So I love to swim to have a good day. And that's all from my side. I guess that's the only activities that I do to make my stress. And activities are something that these activities are something that make me feel happy, that make me feel joy. So I love to read. I love to learn about new technologies, as well as when I go outdoor, I love to swim. So that's the skills, or that the hobbies which I have.
Okay, so one thing, like how to apply to the job and succeed in the job role. Like, I want to be a data analyst. Then what should I do? Like, apply through the LinkedIn or what? Like Naukri. Can you just guide?
So when you're applying for the jobs, I'm sure that everyone is very eager to get the job because the job market today is quite competitive. It is looking the recruiters, even I, if I am hiring someone to enter into the field, into my field as a data analyst. I require that person, that person should be quick in understanding the concepts. I do not want that person that first he should understand and learn about the skills in my company and then work on the projects. I learn that I want that person to be very much skilled in the skills so that he can learn what all the things that we do in the company. So if anyone is going to apply for the jobs, I would say we have various different platforms. So if I start that, there are platforms like LinkedIn, there are platforms like Naukri.com, there are platforms like Hirect, there are platforms like InstaHire, there are platforms like uh, some more platforms. If I'm Hirect, okay, these are platforms that you can basically go and apply for different listing of the jobs uh, uh, that are currently available in the industry. Not only this, there are few other options which people are not aware of. There's a technique called as cold emailing. Cold emailing is, let's say, you want to get hired in a particular company, let's say Zomato. Okay, now you know someone from the Zomato part, and you know that yes, Zomato is working on this project, this product, and this product is quite good, and you want to get hired as a data analyst. So what you can do, you have the HR email ID. So once you go on the LinkedIn, you can search for the Blinkit HR or Zomato HR, something like this, and you'll get the email IDs of those HRs, of those human resources managers. So what you can do, you can write your purpose and what is your requirement, what is your expectations that you want to get hired as a data analyst or a business analyst or as a product analyst. There are different positions I can vouch for. And once you go on these platforms, you can get the email IDs, you can get the names of that HR. If you type the simple keyword HR Blinkit, you'll get the list of blanket HRs which are currently working in that industry. You can follow them, you can connect with them, and you can tell them in the message part as well that, hi, I want to get hired for this position. I've seen this as a job listing, and can you help me to get being referred in this company? So you can post these messages. These messages also prove to be a good way that you can approach to these people. One thing more, apart from this, what you can do, you can also, sometimes the openings are there in the company's websites. So what you can do, you can simply go to the original company's website and make your resume so much promising, so much good, that the recruiter notices your resume and you get shortlisted. So three four things, you can go to various tools like the when I told you, LinkedIn, Naukri, Hirect, Instahire. Okay, these platforms. Otherwise, you can go to the platform, or you can go for the cold emailing, where you can directly mail the recruiter and tell you that you are interested for this position, and you can attach your resume. The third would be directly messaging the recruiter that yes, you are interested in this field, or you can ask for referrals from the managers or from the people who are originally working in the company. So they will help you in that part. So there are 3 to 4 ways. If your intent is good, if your resume is good, then I guess the chances of shortlisting get increased.
Okay, got your point. Okay, so what are the non-tech skills required for to be a like a data scientist or data analyst?
See, very good question. I would say that non-tech skills is something that we do not never focus on. Why? Because we are always inclined towards learning about the technologies. Now, when you come into this field of data science and machine learning, I would say that, see, why would a company hire you? Company would hire you only when you are creating, when you are going to create any impact to their business. If you're not creating any impact to their business, if you're not creating any profit to their business, why they will hire you? If the company, if I'm working for the Saudi Aramco, and if company is paying me this much and this much dollars, then they would expect me that yes, this person would do something good for the company or would save some cost for my company, which I would have lost. Or this man would do something, or would build some prediction models that would benefit my company in one or the other way. So taking your idea, okay, one is that you only written the code and you have given the analysis. Now, when you become a data analyst or a data scientist, the very important thing that we always have to remember, that you have to present your solutions. You have to be ready with your answers. So for that, you require a very good communication skills. Even if you have a good technical skills, and if you're not able to present your answer in front of anyone, let's say if you are given if you work for a startup, you might be working with a CEO, you might be working with a CFO. So you might be interacting directly with that person. Now, if your solution, you're not going to, if you're not able to explain your solution to your management, then that makes no sense. And It might take you good on that technical part, but in this field, it's going to be very much difficult for you because this is a field that requires good communication skills as well as good technical skills. So even if one is missing, then you are far way behind among all your peers who are very much enthusiastic in the entering in this field with a good communication skills. So a very underrated skill in this field is good communication, which one should focus on. Other than this, I would say that some skills like making the presentations, which everyone thought of or which everyone thinks that it is a quite boring task. But believe me that when you are going to present in your solution, when you're going to present your analysis to your CEO or to your founder, you can never go and showcase them a Excel sheet. Okay, you cannot showcase them a machine learning model or SQL file that hey, I have written this solution. You have to present your solution in a very beautiful way, in a very cosmetic way, so that the other person feels, yes, this solution is having some strength, and I can present this solution to the even my higher management because that is prepared by my subordinate in a very good way. So presenting your skills as well as your good communication skills plays a very important part in this way.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so is it necessary to be from tech background like BTech or MTech to be a data scientist or data analyst?
So most of the people that we I get that are okay. I would say that mostly people who are going to or who are learning to enter into this field, I find that they are from non-tech background and having and being and having brought from this platform only. I also belong from the non-tech background where I had the whole background of chemical engineering and that too a very good CGPA. So I could vouch on that part that having a non-tech background is never a demerit. Why? Because see, if you are belonging from a finance department and you are going to enter into this field, let's say data analyst, okay. Now you have the see in data analyst again. So I told you that it is not only about the skills; it is about the skills plus business. Now, if you are from a finance background, you already have a good domain knowledge about finance. You know how finance department works, so do not think that a non-tech would always be a bane for you. It is going to be beneficial for you because you know the technical. If you want to enter into the field of finance department as a data analyst, you can easily make that part. But you have to do the skills part. The domain part is clear to you.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to work into a fraud detection department where you want to cater the frauds for a credit card company. Now, if someone has worked that how credit cards work, how to cater frauds, how to catch fraud in this company. He had a good knowledge that yes, I know the background of this company, I know the background of finance. I only need to learn the tools and the application of tools in my department. So once I am ready with those tools, I can easily make my work. So non-tech background people say that it is very much difficult. I find it's a very beneficial thing because that is a good specialization of the business knowledge that you hold for that company. Someone who has let's say 10 years of experience in this finance field, it's a very good thing that you can go into this field and you can make an internal switch that yes, I have learned these skills and now I want to work as a data analyst in a finance department. I have worked in this department. I have let's say you have worked in the HR department for 10 years. Now I want to enter this field as a data analyst in the HR department. That's good. So business knowledge is a very important thing which we tend to forget, and that is what makes sense when you go into the when you expand your horizon. So I would say that that is never a demerit point, and non-tech background people, I would say it's always a plus point that you have because you carry the domain knowledge which is very much important in the field of data science machine learning.
Okay, so can you tell me like what kind of CTC range the students can expect as a fresher?
So if you're going to target for a as a good data analyst, okay, now there are different segments of company. There are some mid-sized companies, there are some startups, right? There are some product-based companies. Now, if you are starting your journey in the field of data science machine learning, you can even crack a job of 10 to 15 lakhs per annum easily. That is not an issue. But the problem is that we are never clear about the skills. So skills matter a lot. Let's say if I talk about company called as Amazon, or let's say I talk about a company called as Flipkart. Okay, now they also hire a data analyst, and our startup also hires a data analyst. Now startup would give you maybe because that's a newly funded startup that has just got funding. So maybe you'll start with 6 to 7 LPA. But if you target for those companies like Amazon or Flipkart, you might get 14 to 15 LPA as well as your starting salary. So it depends that from in which company you're applying for and in which company you're getting shortlisted. Having said that, if you're going to get shortlisted for Amazon or Flipkart, they demand more skills. So you have to be more proficient, not only the skills part, but also the problem solving part. So if their salary is more, their demand is also more from you. So anywhere who is a fresher can start from a very decent salary, 6 to 7 LPA with a minimum package, and maximum can go for a fresher to easily achieve 10 to 15 LPA very easily. While if you progress and if you make good switches, salaries of very much in a very incremental order, in a very exponential way, are quite easily achievable.
Okay, okay. Got it. Okay, so what is your suggestion to the newcomers, like who are new to data domain?
I would say that students that I have mentored personally, as well as people who are the students that I'm mentoring as well. What I can see that the major thing that they lack is they all are eager to learn, but the one problem which I see in the people who is consistency. Now, this is a journey of not 1 month, not 2 months. People are going to tell you that yes, you can do this in 15 days, yes, you can do this in 10 days. You can, again, I'm telling you, you can learn the technologies. You still have to develop the problem solving skills. If you tell me that, Tarang, hey, I have done this SQL in 10 days, but I have learned the syntax part, but I'll question you, have you developed your problem solving skill? So problem solving skill requires time, requires patience, as well as more practice. So if you're going to tell me that 10 to 15 days are enough to become a data analyst, I would say never, because there are horizon of skills that are necessary. So start with the journey as with all the skills, learn the syntaxes, do the practice, do the problem solving very well, so that you become perfect in all the skills that you hold. Be it Python, be it SQL, be it Power BI, be it machine learning, be it your Excel, or be it your maths and stats. So you have not to be only clear with the syntax part, you have to be clear with the problem solving part. And that requires time. So if you are able to dedicate yourself at least 5 to 6 months in this field with a proper 4 to 5 hours study, or 4 to 5 hours of study daily, then you can easily make into this field. The one thing which you have to think forward, that you have to make the things very much consistent so that you are able to do vendors in this field. So that's all from my side for the person who is genuinely starting. He has to be consistent and he has to learn not only the skills but also the problem solving ability, which is lacking in most of the candidates that who are appearing in this industry.
Okay, got it. Okay, Tarang, that's all. Thank you for the podcast.
Thank you, Pramadita, for having me on board. Thank you for that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.